Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that remembers it so you don't have to. I'm a guy with glasses, but maybe not that particular one.
I'm Sam, and that reference is right on the edge of my brain, but I can't think of what it is.
Nostalgia critic.
Nostalgia critic, got it. Okay.
Everybody loves that guy.
Oh, of course. Who are you? You?
I'm just a little guy.
You're just a little guy. And we have a special guest with us again. Jordan Taylor's here.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thanks for stomping us all at Riff Tracks before the show.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it really did,
Oh, yeah.
did wonders for my self-esteem. Getting absolutely destroyed when I'm supposed to be the funny one.
That's the only reason I come on the show.
Just to stomp us in riff tracks. I
Yeah.
love it.
To drink the tears of the patriarchy.
Delicious.
All right. So we have a great show for you this week. We have a bunch of things to talk about, a bunch of news. But first, let's get into some things we have been checking out.
Check it out!
Yeah, check them out.
Let's go.
Let's go. Jordan, you go first.
What'd you check out?
What'd you check out?
I just finished the first book in the Fourth Wing series, which people are very interested in currently. I didn't like it. My hot take is, what is everybody's deal? This book is terrible.
That's the dragon one, isn't it?
Yeah, they're dragons, but the writing is just awful. I was counting the F word, and there were a lot of them.
Oh, wow. It's the adult animation of a book.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. It's just, I don't know. I like tropes, but there are just, it's every trope ever. And she's somehow so normal and yet so special.
So very
and
special.
She somehow gets all the dragons.
The
She gets
chosen
two
one.
dragons.
Yeah, where most people don't have any dragons, she has two.
She has two.
I don't like the idea of this lady having two dragons.
No, she does not.
It makes me nervous.
It makes me
She
nervous.
shouldn't be trusted with
Two dragons and superpowers.
Yeah, lightning magic.
Yeah.
And it was just a hot mess of
Oh
a book.
man, yeah, you were telling me a little bit about it, and it's the main character sounds like the biggest Mary Sue to ever marry.
I was going to
Sue.
say, if people want to complain about Rey Skywalker, come on.
Oh yeah.
Doom guy only gets one dragon.
He also has a giant mech.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, like I said, you were telling me about it before, and woo, a lot of stuff we can't get into.
Yeah,
also-
stuff that's not clean enough for radio. But apparently it's the first book in a 5-book series.
Gross.
Oh, no.
And I don't know how there needs to be 5 of them. I think there needed to be less of the first one.
A short story at best.
Yeah.
Or a WordPad document.
A dirty limerick.
That would have been nice. I mean, by the end, the story was interesting enough that I might pick up the sequel. But, like, I don't know. The
Don't
writing
do
is
it.
just...
Don't do it.
That's how they get you.
There's
that
a
is-
reason there's a second season of Velma.
They-
Mistakes.
Yeah, it was your
It
fault.
was specifically your fault, Josh.
I will blame you for that for the rest of our days.
Speaking of, Josh, what have you been up to? Putting you on the spot.
That's fine. I've done a few things.
Okay, let's hear
other-
about
other
it. That
than-
is the time of the show to talk about
Other
them.
than Fortnite and Blueprints.
Well, sure.
Because those are always a constant.
Those are always, yes.
I finished Red Ranger is an Adventure in Another World.
Oh, yeah. I started that. I got a couple episodes
yeah.
in.
There's like 12.
Yeah.
There's like 12.
Yeah. How is it?
I still liked it. It's probably like one of the few isekais I actually liked. But also I liked the Sentai trope. So
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's good.
Do they all end up being a Sentai team by the end?
Kind
Was
of.
that did my
I mean,
guess-
he collects all the color coordinated companions
Oh, sure. Okay.
to make the giant robot work right.
That's what they
Excellent.
should have called Power Rangers, the color coordinated companions.
Oh, yep.
I watched the first 3 episodes of Panning and Stalking.
Oh, that came out, the new one, or is
No.
it
This
Oh,
is
the
the old
original.
one. This
Okay.
is the old one.
Yeah.
I figured I'd never watched it, so I did. It's funny. I'm watching it in English. The jokes definitely hit.
Yeah, well,
Sure.
it's got a really good dub.
Also, I've read in Japan they watch it in dub because it feels that the jokes are better that
It's
way.
funnier. Yeah.
It was a long time ago when I watched it, but I felt like a lot of times it was just crass for crass's sake.
I mean,
But-
yes.
But sometimes that's funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what you need.
I feel like it's worth going back and giving it another go because it's really unique. there's not another anime like it.
Sure. Bounce around the room.
Yep.
Cody.
Oh, I finished Doom: The Dark Ages the other day, all the
Oh,
way.
cool.
Did the whole dang thing. It's excellent. It's very good. The end, it goes on maybe one more level than it needed to. Like the story felt like it ended, and then it's like, wait, no, you got to do one more thing. And I'm
But
like,
wait, there's more.
well, you beat the big bad evil hell prince guy. And then you got to follow him into hell and beat him up again. Oh, it's like I feel like I've already done this. Like,
Sorry, I'm just thinking of like Randy Marsh from that one episode of South Park. I didn't hear no bell. I thought this was America.
Well, yeah.
and like he doesn't have like another more powerful form when you get down there. It's just like
It's just the same guy.
Yeah.
And I stole his lunch money also.
He's like crawling away, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not done.
Just going to kick him a few more times on the way out.
Which I mean, it suits the character. I suppose.
no,
I mean,
that's the
the Slayer is
Doom Slayer.
unhinged.
Yeah.
He would be the guy that would follow you home and also beat you up in your home. Yeah.
He beat you in front of your friends, and now he's going to beat you in front of your family.
You fight
Yeah.
him and like his little evil witch sidekick at the same time, who is weirdly voiced by Gina Gershon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a weird pull.
It is, and it's like the only like really big name voice in the game.
Weird. Was the character like bigger in the game overall, or was it just like
I
had a
mean-
voice actress?
I mean, she's one of the main characters, and like it's the hell demons teaming up with the cosmic Cthulhu monsters, and she's kind of part of the Cthulhu gang.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So like she's important, but like not so important that you would hire your one celebrity for your game to voice.
Yeah.
Like you don't even see her face. She wears like this thing over her head
Like
the
a
whole
veil
time.
or
Yeah, like a
something?
veil.
Oh, that is.
And you just
that
see
is very
glowing
weird.
eyes behind it. It's a really
Huh.
cool design.
So yeah, they could have just
I don't know.
had anybody.
Yeah.
People love faceless characters for some reason.
I mean, I'm a mark for that. I love a black mage or an orco or a
Oh yeah. Yeah.
A Mandalorian.
yeah.
Yep.
Like I don't think spoilers really matter all that much.
Not
It's
really.
Doom.
Just go. Yeah.
Plus,
go
it's a
for it.
prequel.
Yeah, but you literally like die and go to the afterlife and then come and he's so mad he comes back.
Oh sure.
He's so
Yeah.
a man's so angry he won't stay
Yeah.
dead.
But
Yep,
like he
yep.
takes off his helmet and you spend a little bit with like zombie face and like the little face on the HUD looks zombie face.
Oh, that's
too.
cool.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
And then the Sentinels
That's-
do a ritual and bring him back to life.
That sounds like like a skin from either the first or the second game. There was like a zombie Slayer skin, other than like the white unicorn armor that everyone
Yeah,
wore.
Everybody had the white unicorn armor.
The man's
Sure.
so angry he cannot die.
Yep.
And
Too full of spite.
okay, this is heavy spoilers, but
Okay.
the dragon dies.
Oh no.
Aw.
The Prince Azrak of Hell kills the dragon, and that's what really makes the Doom guy mad.
I mean, fair.
He
fair.
John Wicked him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He John Wicked a guy who was already too angry.
Yeah. He doesn't like losing his pets. I mean, he lost the bunny in the previous games. That
And
set him off.
That's a
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Just don't get anywhere near Isabel from Animal Crossing because he will just.
The whole
Everyone's
world,
gone.
The whole
Yeah.
universe will burn.
At that point. Yeah. Yeah.
I get the ending felt a little unsatisfying, but I think it's because they're doing like a DLC that
Oh, sure.
continues the story.
'Cause,
Yeah.
that's the modern landscape we
Yeah.
live in now.
I hate that actually. If
Yeah.
you're buying a full price game, even if you know there's going to be DLC coming, I want the full price
Yeah.
game to have an ending.
I really
DLC is extra. DLC is not paying for the actual ending.
Yeah, I really want him getting sealed up in that coffin at the end that he busts out of at the beginning
Oh.
Of the first game.
Doom 2016.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And I read a thing, and it's right. It follows the same trajectory as Evil Dead. The first one is kind of like on the nose,
On the
like
nose.
regular. Then the second one is kind of
Kinda
silly,
weird and goofy.
kind of weird and goofy. And then the third one's completely different and
It's
goes back in
medieval.
time and it's
Yeah,
medieval.
it's medieval. Yeah,
Oh wow! Yeah.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Dang.
Actually, yeah, yeah.
Also, at first I was like, I don't like that this one isn't as silly as Eternal, but over time, like, it kind of grew on me, and I'm like, okay, this one can just be all awesome the whole time. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Heavy
sure.
metal from beginning to end.
It's a shame the music isn't as good as the other two.
That sucks.
Either, 'cause-
The music is one of the best
yeah,
parts.
it just sounds like generic metal, which is unfortunate.
That
'cause
is a bit of a bummer.
the other two games had the really good Mick Gordon soundtrack.
Yeah, I was going
but
to
then-
say Mick Gordon didn't
I
have
did
anything
see
to
that
do
he
with
has
this
another
one.
action figure.
Oh, you collect toys through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's collectible toys for like every character and enemy in the game.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It's funny when you pick up the one that's the dragon, he like makes it fly in the air. in front of you.
That's adorable.
Very nice.
I
very
still
nice.
think the fist bump from the first one is
Yeah.
probably still my favorite.
I love his freaking fur cape too. That is
Yeah.
so awesome.
Yeah,
That-
but I'm a big fan of like the medieval fantasy fur mantle cape thing.
You
Sure,
would play,
sure.
You would like this game. It's great.
Oh, I'm sure I would. I liked the first one.
And it,
I eventually will play the second
it
one.
cuts out on a lot of the second one had you switching weapons like
Constantly.
too often. I
Oh.
didn't like how much it had you swapping.
Mm-hmm.
This one it's really pared down to where you're not switching as much.
You're
and
using the shield a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Which is-
it's parry and projectile, is that right?
Yeah, you can Captain America the shield all around.
Nice.
Plus, it's got like saw blades on the side
Yeah,
of it.
you can stun lock
Sure,
people
sure.
with the saw blades. And the whole time you're using the shield and your gun to charge up your melee attack so you can get in and hit them hard with that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So it's a balance of gun, shield, get up close and hit them.
Yeah.
And it works really well
Man, that sounds like the Space Marine mechanic.
while being similar to the other two games but being different enough to be its
Keep
own
you
thing.
interested.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, that's good that they tweaked it just enough. That's cool. That's really cool.
And you just feel so like awesome and powerful the whole time. Like anytime
You should be. You're the
anytime
Doomslayer.
You jump up and hit the ground. There's a huge slam and shockwave,
Oh, nice.
and like obstacles in the way sometimes just explode when you walk into them.
Sometimes you just want to be an overpowered dude just wrecking stuff.
That's why I like Space Marine.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, that's why people like the, what is it? What's his name?
Oh, Kratos.
Kratos.
Yeah.
Sometimes Kratos is he's just a big angry dude that you just walks into a room and wrecks things.
Boy.
I probably
boy.
could have turned the difficulty
wreck
up
it.
just a little bit too. It was
Oh,
a little, but it was more fun that way too. Like I was torn between wanting it to be difficult and wanting to just power through everything because it felt cool.
Well, kind of on the same vein, the one thing I did, so I keep going back through old movies that I like. I rewatched The Highlander the other day.
Nice.
Talking about
Like the
people
original?
with, old-timey medieval fighting, but also kind of modern. Great movie. Classic. Hokey
it
as
is.
hell.
Oh
but
yeah.
great.
I am excited for Henry Cavill to be Connor
I
McLeod.
kind of am too. I think he's gonna.
He'll be good at it.
Yeah, he'll have just the right amount of winking at the camera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I tell you.
Plus, he won't have that weird accent.
You know, I can forgive the weird accent because they had to put in a line in the movie saying, "Where are you from?" and he goes, "Lots of different places."
I mean, that does make sense.
Because he had just learned English not a month before filming.
Wow.
Christopher Lambert, he's Swiss French.
Oh, I
and
thought he
had-
was Belgian.
No, he's French, and he had just learned English for the movie Tarzan Greystoke.
Oh.
Legend
Boy,
of Greystoke.
And you don't have to learn a lot of
You
English
don't have
to be
no,
Tarzan.
he didn't have to. Apparently, some of his lines he had to be given phonetically because he just didn't know how to say it in English. But but it worked really well for someone who's been alive for multiple hundreds of years and have just kind of traveled the earth. I mean, his accent makes more sense than Sean Connery's.
I'm
the
Egyptian.
ancient Egyptian, Japanese sword maker,
Living in
Scotland.
Spain,
Spain.
with a Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they wrote the character and then before they decided who they wanted to cast.
Yeah. Well, they had originally wanted to cast Connery as the Kurgan. They wanted him to be like a very fancy knight before they decided to go with
Clancy Brown,
Clancy
Barbarian.
Brown, the giant Mr. Krabs.
Clancy Brown is so cool.
Clancy,
I love Clancy Brown.
Ohio's own Clancy Brown. You know, his dad and his grandfather were either senators or congressmen or something like that.
Huh.
Like they were like very much into the. Who knows?
I didn't realize till the other day that Catherine Hahn was from Cleveland.
No, there's a lot of surprising people from Ohio.
Yeah, because they all want to leave.
The best thing to do is get out of town. Yeah. Highlander, highly recommended. It's stupid.
Too bad Highlander 2 is the absolute worst.
Watch anything else. Highlander. Highlander 2 ruins it.
I kind of like the series.
I feel like I've definitely seen Highlander, but I can't remember anything about
There
it.
can be only one.
Does he fight somebody in a parking garage?
Yes,
That's the opening of the movie.
Opening of the
at
movie.
a
Then I
wrestling
have
match.
seen
At a
Highlander.
wrestling
Yes,
match.
I think I've showed you Highlander.
I feel like
maybe.
you showed me Highlander.
I might have. I might have.
I think
Yeah.
we watched it at
That's-
your parents' house.
That could have been, a long time ago. That very well could be.
I remember the last movie I watched at your parents' house. The Power Rangers movie.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
we did a commentary. We did a very weak commentary to Power Rangers the movie.
Teenagers.
Lost to time, but no. So no,
It's Lost Media. You gotta find it.
Oh,
You
Lost
gotta
Media.
find that. Put it on the
there's-
Lost Media wiki.
Well, we're going to get into some Lost Media after the break here.
That's
but,
true.
yeah, no. It's actually funny. So the last time I watched Highlander, I didn't know anything about professional wrestling. And the intro takes place at Madison Square Garden, where there is a wrestling match, and they're real wrestlers from the 80s. They aren't actors that they had brought in. It's the Fabulous Freebirds versus the Tonga Kid. Like, they're real wrestlers.
That sounds like an offensive character.
Listen,
name.
at the time, anyone who was Samoan was like, and you weren't Jimmy Superfly the Murderer Snuka.
You either
names.
So many
you either leaned into a Pacific Islander
gimmick,
or you're Japanese.
or you're
they
the,
still kind of do that.
Well, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess a little less so, but
I mean, Yokozuna was pretty.
Yokozuna was a Samoan that they passed off as Japanese
Sumo wrestler.
having never sumoed once his entire life. He just had the butt drop. That's it.
I mean, so
he
did
would sit on your chest.
So did Rishiki.
Yeah, the 100.
Yeah,
He had the 100-hand slap. Oh wait, no, that's
it.
Ihan. That's Ihan.
Yeah. No,
was
that would be
actually a sumo
great if that
wrestler.
was in it. Yeah. No, the professional wrestler, a Canadian Earthquake, was an actual sumo. He lived in Japan for a number of years and was an actual sumo.
Canadian Earthquake.
Canadian Earthquake.
Man,
Yeah.
So here's a little bit of lore.
Sure.
Back in the day when we had actual television, I used to watch ESPN 3 or 4 or whatever.
8, the
Hey,
Ocho.
You gotta make the
But
dodgeball.
they would broadcast sumo tournaments,
Oh, nice.
and I would watch them.
No, I bet it was interesting.
Yeah, it was. And then I started reading about it, and it's like,
Grab the diaper, throw him out of the ring.
yeah, well, there's no weight classes
Yep.
in sumo wrestling, so you could have. I legitimately watched a match of a 250-pound guy versus a 500-pound guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
The 250-pound guy basically just pulled, just juked him. It's like, well, I'm faster than you, so whoop.
Whoop. Well, yeah. No, it's actually interesting. So Canadian Earthquake eventually went to Japan to do a number of shows, WWE and
Japan Pro Wrestling or whatever.
Yeah, Japan Pro or whatever it is. And there was a sumo guy who was getting into wrestling for the first time, and he saw Earthquake over there, John Tenda, and said, "You were our underling back then. I'm going to continue to treat you like you are my underling." But Earthquake he had many bouts with Hulk Hogan. He was the bigger star. So Earthquake won, and this sumo guy pitched a fit, got on the mic, and told the crowd, "Hey, this is all fake. Screw this. This is all fake." And apparently they went backstage and beat the crap out of each other.
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
Yeah. The one and only match this sumo guy had.
Well, right,
Like,
because they said they didn't bring him back after that.
they didn't bring him
either,
back because well, he also tried to poke Earthquake's eyes out in the ring.
Yeah, he
Because
actually tried to hurt
He
him.
got ticked off because my underling is doing better than I
am the senpai.
Yes,
You are the
exactly.
kohai.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, Dark Side of the Ring, the Ballad of John Tenda is actually a really, really good episode.
I was gonna
was
wonder.
Yeah,
if-
the new season's out, and
Yeah,
there
you
have
were
been a
t-
couple of really interesting ones. The newest one is on the wrestler Daphne. who was WCW
From Scooby-Doo.
From Scooby-Doo. Well,
Famously.
Yeah.
she was interesting in the late 90s, early 2000s, in that at the time where most women professional wrestlers were like say
Underwear models.
They were models that they taught to do a couple of drops or whatever.
And fought in their underwear.
She played unhinged girlfriend character to David Flair, Ric Flair's awful son, and ended up becoming a bigger star than he was.
Good.
And yeah, like she was not like the supermodel type. She was like screeching at the top of her lungs and like
More
power bombing
unhinged.
people and unhinged. It turns out she also had some really bad emotional like issues with depression and that sort of thing, and it did not end well. The show's called Dark Side of the Ring, so
Yeah.
take a wild guess where things ended up. But it was really interesting listening to it because it seemed like wrestling is what grounded her, and when WCW closed, kind of floundered
broke her.
because
That was her outlet.
because Vince McMahon only wanted supermodels as
Of
wrestlers
course.
so they could do the mud wrestling and the bra and panty matches. So she kind
classy.
of struggled on the indie circuit for a while, and the mental illness kind of got worse and worse.
That'll do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, again, the show's called Dark Side of the Ring. They're not happy stories,
Yeah.
but interesting at least. This season's been pretty good. They're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel a little bit. But,
I mean, there's only so many episodes you could talk about how much of a crap head Vince McMahon is.
Yeah.
you can only do so much. That's very true. And the Netflix show covered a lot of that as well. That documentary that I started and gave up on because
Because it was a puff piece.
it was filmed as a puff piece, and they had to pivot last minute when all of the
Stuff came out.
The sexual abuse allegations came out.
Trafficking.
Possible trafficking and stuff like that. He's trying to buy WWE back.
Yeah, I sent that to the chat.
Yeah, and that's awful and should not exist. Should not happen.
I feel like it's because he realized it's becoming popular again.
Yes, and he wants a piece of that dollary dues.
No, and he can go kick rocks.
He can. Yeah, absolutely.
I hope he trips on one.
So many rocks.
So many
Really
rocks.
sharp ones.
Yeah.
Maybe even The Rock.
Maybe even The Rock.
I
Rock
mean,
the Dwayne Johnson.
He can go trip on the rocks too, as far as I care.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing his giant face.
His face is giant.
Everything about him.
Well, his head has always been big, and then his body
Caught up.
He made his body catch up
Grow
to
to
his
match.
head. Yeah, his traps are bigger than his face now. Oh, speaking of big meaty people, we watched the last
Yeah.
the last Witch Hunter the other day as well.
Oh, we did.
Oh, the Vin
Yeah,
Diesel
the
movie.
Vin Diesel movie.
Also so meaty.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
the one about his D&D character?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's great. That movie. Okay, so it
It's
sucks,
legitimately
but
not
it's
bad.
good. It's actually not a bad film. It's hokey, but if you look at it with the thought that yes, this is a D&D campaign, it makes perfect sense.
That is how I felt about.
Jupiter Ascending.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
Riddick?
you have to.
No.
Jupiter Ascending also very good. So
Rec-
bad it's good.
Record of the Lodos War.
I
Oh,
love
geez,
I
yeah.
love Record of
I've
Lodos
seen Lodos War,
I
yeah.
love Record of Lodos War. Sir Christopher Lee was in it as like a.
A Knight's Tale.
Lord of the Rings.
No, I'm gonna have to look this up because I don't remember.
Dracula.
Star Wars.
Dragon.
Stop it!
The awful Willy Wonka remake.
I need to make sure it's not
even
it's
in the
not,
right
it's not this
genre
Witch Hunter
or
movie
year
you guys
at
are
this
talking about.
point.
But Christopher Lee,
Oh, fair.
yeah, he was Dr. Wonka, the dentist.
Ew.
Willy Wonka's awful dad.
My father.
Yeah.
My father.
My father.
My father.
Have you ever seen that?
No, why would I watch that?
Timothy Chalamet is a better Wonka than Johnny Depp.
Yeah. No, I agreed. Well, it would not be difficult
No.
because Johnny Depp played him like Michael Jackson, late era Michael Jackson.
And that's about as fun as it sounds.
Yep.
I've never really been a Wonka fan.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I like the original.
I didn't grow up with it, so
Oh, sure.
I don't think I saw that till
Yeah, I like the original.
high school or something. But
I thought the Timothy Chalamet one, not bad.
I'm
it was
thinking
fine.
I'm thinking of a movie called Season of the Witch. It had Nicolas Cage in it.
that sounds vaguely
vaguely
familiar.
familiar.
And I remember watching the movie and thinking, oh man, this movie sucked. And then like I thought about it later, and I was like, actually, it felt kind of like a D&D game.
Whose D&D campaign did I just watch?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Gur merchandise has reblossomed?
The
at the Hot
Gerchandise?
Topic?
The Gerchandise has
it's-
returned?
Yes, nature is healing.
Oh
It's
my
back.
gosh.
I did see a hoodie on Hot Topic's website that has a giant plastic zipper.
Nice.
Like the
very
dog
cool.
suit.
Yeah.
And I saw a big bucket hat that was like Gur's head. That when I was
Also,
in the
bucket
other
hats
day.
are back?
Yeah,
hats
well,
have
they
been
kind of
back,
never
yeah.
left.
Man, I have to dig mine out of mothballs.
Do you though?
Yes. Yes, I do.
It's all Invaders Zim and Has Been Hotel in there.
We're back,
It
baby.
is.
Yeah, we're back, baby.
2000s alt style is back.
Yeah.
Can't wait to dust off my trip pants.
Oh no. That is one thing I never got into was the trip pants.
Oh, I would have if I could have
If you
afforded
had
it. If
yeah,
I had
one too
Same.
expensive, two.
I never had trip pants, but I did have a trip black straight jacket
Oh,
that I
fun.
wore all the time.
That,
Okay.
that was the only thing that kept me from being super goth in high school was that it cost money.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
all. That is
Sure.
true.
Yeah,
That is true.
it was an expense. Yeah, to be a cool goth.
Spared no expense.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool goth.
Cool
And then my parents are like, "We're not buying you those big pants.
I had 2 pairs of Jinkos.
Those big clown
Nice.
pants.
You're just gonna trip on them," which is
It's
true.
on the
It's like,
name.
yeah, Mom, that's the name. That's what they're called.
That's why they're
For.
called trip pants.
They made the most awful sound in the washing machine and the dryer with all those chains
Oh, I
and
bet.
buckles and stuff.
I can only imagine.
Awful.
Always wanted one of those studded belts.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Studded belt. Sure.
And now I wear seatbelt belts.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
They're very
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, let's
News.
switch gears and get into the news. All right, so yeah, you know what? I know it's not the thing at the top of the list, but we mentioned lost media, so we got to bring it up quick.
Yes.
The gold standard, the creme de la creme of lost bad films, The Day the Clown Cried, Jerry Lewis's Holocaust clown movie,
Ooh.
has been found.
What?
It has been found. Yes, some random Swedish guy who apparently stole a copy of it and made duplicate VHS tapes has found the closest thing to a cleaned up master copy that he could and gave it to, I forget what studio it is, but to a studio.
It seems like something Vinegar Syndrome should
It does.
release.
Well, it sounds like when they found a samurai cop in the basement of a castle.
Just sounds like both of those just sound like
Well, I
you're doing a Mad
remember,
Lib.
I remember
Yeah.
when they found a bunch of old reels of early Doctor Who.
They
that, like-
did.
Like some TV station in Africa or something.
Right, yeah. But no,
Well,
so,
there was a fire in the BBC, so they lost a lot of the old stuff.
Oh, sure.
yeah.
And they would just tape over it.
That's
too,
also
'cause
Oh,
true.
yeah, because they didn't save any of that
Yeah,
stuff.
They didn't
yeah.
give a crap.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
destroyed
Need
Masters,
this.
and then there was a fire.
But no, The Day the Clown Cried was what Jerry Lewis thought was going to be his magnum opus.
Like
his
this serious, like
this big serious thing about a Jewish clown during World War II who performs for the children while they're in the camps.
And Pied Pipers them to their final destination. I
Well,
guess.
that is the final scene of it where he's doing magic tricks for children in
a chamber.
a
Yes.
spot.
Yeah.
In a spot.
No, Items Fox only final destination.
That's it. Yes. But no, it's allegedly only about 20 or 25 people have ever seen this film because they made it, and then Jerry Lewis looked at it and went,
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, we
I
can't-
made a
"Oh,
mistake.
Oh, this is bad, actually."
Harry Shearer, weirdly enough, is one of the people.
He's one of the ones that have seen it. Yeah, and everyone who has seen it has also said, "No, it's bad.
Yeah.
No, it
Man,
sucks."
it's like that. It's like that episode of Futurama where Zoidberg's uncle makes a movie with Calculon, and it's just a bad movie.
Yes. But yeah, it's weird. As much as I love bad movies and I love finding lost media, but I'm conflicted. Every part of my body says don't watch this bad movie when it comes out, but I'm gonna have to.
Oh, I want to see it.
I'm gonna have to just for.
I feel like we're gonna have to collectively watch it so we can all cringe together.
Oh, yeah.
Then at the end we're gonna just all be bummed out. Probably.
It's gonna be 2 or 3 hours of just a bummer because it's also very long, from what I understand.
Oh no!
Because it's almost completely uncut from his original vision.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
that never plays well.
No. So I guess, according to the article, like the first 5 minutes are cut off because the guy couldn't get his VCR dubbing machine to work right. But there are some of the stuff that had been found in the past were the original like 10-15 minutes, so they can splice it together to make it full.
The Library
Completely.
of Congress has a copy of it too. I thought.
They have a copy of just about everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where they found that.
That's the point.
That's where they found the live-action Sailor Moon promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the American one.
The American one.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Which they were supposed to. He said like however many years after he dies that it's okay to release it, and I think we've
hit
passed
it.
that mark.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I
Hit
don't
it, but
know
just
why.
no one had a good copy of it
Yeah.
until now. Oh gosh, there was something else. Oh, speaking of lost media, another thing I was looking up. So a few weeks ago, I watched Blazing Saddles. I talked about it on the show briefly. Did you know that there was a TV show
It sounds
spinoff
familiar.
called Black Bart?
Ooh, that does sound familiar.
Originally, people thought, okay, they made this pilot. It didn't go anywhere. They stopped it. No. Warner Brothers filmed an entire 40-episode series
Good
to
lord.
not release it so they could hold on to the rights and keep it away from Mel Brooks.
That sounds like
That
Warner
is
Brothers.
okay. That does sound like Warner Brothers, and that is
That's
petty.
real
as
So
petty.
hell.
there
Yeah.
are 40 episodes, fully filmed and completed episodes of
A Blazing
Blazing
Saddles
Saddles
spinoff.
spinoff starring, was it Sidney Poitier
Yes.
as Black Bart?
Yes.
That either just don't exist or will never be seen.
They're up there in the water tower with the Warners.
They are, yes. Slowly getting shoveled into the fire by Zaslav
Yeah.
himself. But that is something that I hope someday. I mean, again, it's going to be terrible,
Oh yeah.
but it would be interesting, an interesting little curio to see. But who knows if it'll ever actually
See the light of
see
day.
the light of day. Let's bounce off of this. Talk about some other stuff. What else do we want to talk about here, guys?
King of the Hill. We got that's
King of
the
the
hot.
Hill.
That's
Yes.
the hot thing today.
They released what the opening for the new series is going to look
They
like.
did.
And they've explained a little bit
About
of
what the story is.
Yeah.
So the opening felt like the opening.
Mm-hmm.
It actually traverses time from when the series was originally on to now.
Yep.
And apparently, according to the blurb I read on Hulu, or not Hulu, on YouTube, Hulu's YouTube channel.
Sure. Yep. Not confusing at all.
Yeah, I know, right? And
YouTube.
Kootube.
Moving on.
Apparently, Hank and Peggy. I don't know if Bobby went. I don't know how.
I don't think so.
I don't
no.
think he
We
did.
don't know. We don't know how long he was there. But apparently, for years, Hank and Peggy lived in Saudi Arabia on a propane job to secure their retirement.
Okay. And they finally come back to Arlen.
And they've come back
Yeah.
to Arlen and come back to their original house.
Yeah.
10 years later.
Who knows? Who knows what
I
the time
think
jump
I
is?
read it was 10 years.
It was it 10
They
years?
were over there for
Okay.
10 years. Interesting.
Bobby's an adult. He lives in Dallas. He's a professional chef.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, and Connie and Joseph and all them are still around each other.
Are close.
Yeah, they live in Dallas too, I guess. I guess that would be the thing to do if you lived in a small town in Texas. You moved to either Dallas or Houston or
Yeah.
Fort Worth.
Austin.
Austin.
Sure.
Bobby
Copa
strikes me
Christi,
as,
maybe.
as an Austin kid. Like he would move to Austin.
Yeah. Well, except if he's a pseudo-celebrity chef now, Dallas would be the bigger market, I guess.
Yeah.
It would be, yeah.
Yeah.
But prop comic Bobby would go to
Prop
Austin.
comic Bobby would go to Austin.
I
Yes,
wonder.
Absolutely.
I wonder if he kind of does maybe the hibachi thing where he like does a little bit while he's cooking.
There we go.
That sounds like a
Yes.
Bobby thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Very much.
And Bobby just kind of looks like a big version of himself.
Yeah.
yeah, he's got a little bit of a chin scruff.
Yep. Hank looks virtually unchanged.
He does.
His hair's a little
Grayer.
a little lighter.
He's got maybe one more line on his forehead.
Yep. And he wears a gray shirt instead of a white one.
Peggy somehow looks better with age.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Peggy legitimately looked like every aunt or substitute teacher I ever had in
Which was the
school.
point.
Yeah. Oh,
She
man.
also dresses like Minecraft Steve.
Oh my God, she does. That color top and those
Yep.
jean shorts.
Yep.
I am Peggy Hill.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
Hoo yeah. Okay, so now that we know that they've been gone overseas and come back, how many episodes is Peggy going to be comparing everything at Arlen and it was so much better and
In Dubai?
when we did it in Saudi Arabia
Part of me is like excited to see a more worldly Hank.
Oh, I bet he's still as
Stiff as anything.
He went.
Yeah.
He went and he did his job, and then he went back to where they were living and didn't leave.
he did not. Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
He probably had Amazon send him Alamo beers.
He was probably afraid to leave wherever they're living. He wouldn't admit that.
No.
But he was.
I just had a thought. So you know how Peggy is always about how she speaks Spanish and she's a Spanish teacher, but she's bad at it?
Oh yeah.
Arabic.
Yeah, she's now an Arabic teacher and she speaks it just as badly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I wonder, because Hank kind of got a little multilingual near the end because he started learning Laotian.
Yes.
Just so he could know the insults that Khan was yelling at him all the time. Because I remember an episode where Khan walks away angrily saying something under his breath, and Hank's like, I know, I'm a pig's jackass, blah, blah, blah.
But no, I'm excited for King of the Hill to
I
come
love
back.
King of the Hill. I love Mike Judge.
Yeah.
So, and King of the Hill does have a special place in my heart.
And Mike Judge brought back Beavis and Butthead, and it was just as good as it always was. So I don't doubt he can bring back King of the Hill.
So what?
in the
So
same
what else
level
does he have to
quality.
bring back? Like Daria or something?
Oh, he didn't really work on Daria.
He didn't
That
really-
wasn't-
I mean,
wasn't-
Yeah, she was in the show. She was in Beavis and Butthead, but
So it was a spin-off, but just barely, right?
Yeah.
he wasn't involved in that show at
Yeah.
all.
Well, they can bring Daria back anyway.
Yeah, I would like if they would.
Yeah.
I would like to know what she's done over the past 30 years.
got more sardonic.
Well, now hipsters are cool, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
maybe she'll be the anti-hipster because
She has 2 kids.
probably
And
yeah. And they play like football or something.
yeah,
She sits on her front porch and smokes.
she somehow ended up married to Trent.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. All right. Some other stuff. What do we have? A trailer for a new Keanu Reeves comedy
Okay, that looks awesome.
called
by the
Good
way.
Fortune.
Yeah, written and directed by Aziz
Ansari.
Ansari.
Yeah. So where Keanu Reeves is a really bad guardian angel.
He is the angel Gabriel.
Yes. And he's terrible at his job.
Like-
and he wants to do good.
The first job they gave him was to save people who were texting and driving.
Yeah.
And he dresses like Castiel from Supernatural.
Oh, he also looks like Constantine
well,
from
he
Constantine.
He played Constantine.
With
sure.
but with little angel wings on
Yeah,
his
and
back.
I love the goofy little
his
angel
wings
wings.
are way smaller than
Yeah,
everyone else's.
They're not even impressive looking.
It's like Ted from Bill and Ted is an angel,
Yeah.
basically. He's completely clueless about everything. It's like a cross between Bill and Ted and do you remember that John Travolta movie Michael?
Yes,
About how
With
Michael
an
came
angel.
to Earth to
Yeah.
eat cheeseburgers and dance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that
What?
movie.
The-
You've never seen that movie?
No.
Yeah.
I've never heard.
What
It's the first
on
time
earth?
I've ever heard of
Yeah,
it.
overalls wearing, chain smoking, the angel Michael, played by John Travolta, in a southern town, just eating chicken wings.
It used to play
and
on
hanging out.
It used to play on TNT
It-
all the time.
All the time. I watched it once all the way through, and I'm good.
I didn't watch TNT.
That
What?
sounds like garbage.
It wasn't great.
TNT had the Witchblade series.
I was trying to remember
yeah.
who was in City of Angels. Is that Nick Cage?
That was Nick Cage.
Yes.
That movie is.
Not to be confused with The Crow, City of Angels.
Oh God,
Oh, fair.
that one's terrible.
Hey, the Yellow Ranger's in that.
City of Angels is also bad.
The City of Angels.
Wait,
gonna say
we gotta stop. We gotta stop.
Goo Goo Dolls made the song
Yes.
for City of Angels.
Yes.
The one where the music video it's the lead singer of Goo Goo Dolls, like looking through a high-rise apartment, looking through a million like telescopes.
Is that Iris?
Iris, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the song. I couldn't think of the name of it.
Like I did that day.
He's still in the Chili Peppers. He's
That's
still in the
still
Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like moved into the wrong song.
It somehow was Chili Peppers and also Pearl Jam. It's
Or-
Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder,
Or
Chili
Creed.
Peppers.
Or Lifehouse.
Chili Peppers.
Creed.
I love it.
That's
I love
his
it.
new restaurant.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Vedder's Chili Peppers. He bought his own chilies.
Slightly changed the name and made it his own.
Well, he didn't want to pay for a whole new sign.
No,
so he
no,
just
they're-
Eddie
they're-
Vedder's Chili Peppers.
They're artisanal peppers from his.
Oh, I'm trying to think of how to work even flow into Taco Bowl. Taco Bowl.
Baby back ribs.
Yeah.
Baby back ribs.
Barbecue sauce.
I want my baby back ribs.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so we have some quick hits. Let's jump through a couple of them here. What do you guys want to jump through? What
K-pop
hoops?
Demon Hunter.
K-pop Demon Hunters
It
trailer.
looks so good.
It
does.
Trailer for a Netflix movie?
Yes.
Animated
movie.
film. Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
it comes out, I think, June 20th.
Yeah. In about a
it
month.
Looks cute. It's by Sony Pictures Animation. The
The same people who did Spider-Verse.
Mitchell's
Oh,
versus the
nice.
Machines.
Yep.
Oh, Mitchell's versus the Machines was really good.
It was good too.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That
I love
should
that
have
movie.
won. That movie should have won Best Animated Picture that year.
It really
I thought.
should have.
Every
It
time
really
there's
is.
a Disney film, the better animated film gets snubbed.
Because Disney.
'Cause
Except
yeah.
except for this last Oscars because it was like Moana 2 and that was hot
Not-
garbage.
yeah.
I
apparently.
liked
maybe not.
Moana too.
Hey, it's for the children.
I know it's for the children, but I liked it.
It was an animated series that they smooshed together into a movie.
Well, that's
true. That it did feel that way
Yeah.
because it felt like we spent no time on all these side characters
To
that
be-
are on the adventure.
To be fair, Frozen 2 also felt like a series that they smushed into one movie.
I liked Frozen 2 better than Frozen 1.
It's got a really good Panic at the Disco song in it.
It really does.
That's
That's
true.
a great song.
That's very true. But no, K-pop Demon Hunters. It
looks fun.
looks like Sailor Moon.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like Sailor Moon, but with K-pop dancers.
Yeah,
And
it's like
kinda
that. It's
great.
like that last season of Sailor Moon, but better.
Yeah, I never
Yeah,
watched.
with the three lights.
I
Yeah, the
never
three
watched
lights, the
the
starlights.
last season.
It's rough.
It's
not very
not
good.
Great.
I started playing the other day.
Isn't that where Iron Mouse's name comes from?
Yes.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, because there's the one enemy named Iron Mouse.
Sailor Iron Mouse, yeah.
Yes.
I started playing the Sailor Moon JRPG from Super Nintendo.
Oh, really?
The other day.
Yeah.
It has an English translation?
It does, and it also has a patch that doubles the EXP and cash, so you don't have to grind.
Oh, even
Thank
better.
God.
Nice.
Wow, yeah, some of those older JRPGs.
I like JRPGs,
really need
but that is an aspect of them I absolutely cannot stand. Like, I started playing Dragon Quest 1
Oh,
like a week ago.
That one's not terrible.
I love grinding in Dragon Quest. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. The walking back and forth just to get random
No,
enemies
I like
kind of
it.
drives me nuts.
It's soothing to me for
I
some
don't know.
reason.
It's asinine for me.
I couldn't play Mother 1 without a patch to make...
Well, yeah, Mother 1. Yeah,
that
absolutely.
one took a literal million years to grind up levels enough to play that game.
They didn't even play test the end of it because
They
they were
didn't.
running out of time, and it gets really ridiculous.
It gets real tough. real tough.
If you're gonna play that, yeah, play it with a patch that doubles the EXP.
Yeah, for sure. For whatever reason, DC and Marvel are putting out a Batman versus Deadpool comic here in the next couple of months.
Sounds like a thing that'll exist.
I don't understand what these
The
two
appeal
characters.
is?
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I get the appeal because people like Batman and people like Deadpool,
I guess.
and people want
Right.
to see the goofy clown man with swords and guns versus
Versus
the
serious
stoic
boy.
man without guns.
This is where my parents died, Deadpool.
Skibbity toilet.
Chimichangas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moons the camera.
Yeah,
Thing.
farts real loud and leaves a taco on like the
pavement.
the pavement, right where
Where the roses
Tom
are.
and Martha Wayne.
Where the
Yeah.
roses are.
The
Yeah.
tomatoes roll away like pearls.
That's it. Yeah.
No. Deadpool would make a pearl necklace joke.
He probably
Yeah.
would. Yeah.
why not do the obvious and just
Harley
have
Quinn.
Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, that
Harley
would
Quinn
fit
meets
much
Deadpool.
better. Well,
They just came out with that stupid Harley Quinn fart comic.
Yeah.
Where Plastic Man was her
I
like
hate
her
that they roped
her
Plastic
suit.
Man into that comic so much. It's so bad. But
honestly, it just felt like a gross fetish.
It
Yeah,
didn't.
it
I
was.
liked that they worked Ulysses into it, or not Ulysses, but James Joyce
James
and
Joyce,
his
yes, and his-
nasty letter.
his nasty fart
Oh,
letters.
no.
That's funny,
Yeah.
but that's the only part of it that's funny.
Yeah. Plus DC, so the Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti Harley Quinn comic, the one that introduced her as roller derby,
The good
Harley,
one.
The good one.
The good one.
They had a rip-off Deadpool in that comic called Toolbox.
I remember that. I
And
remember
all of
that.
his weapons were like work tool based. Like he had instead of swords, he had like a handsaw, and he would throw like saw blades as like ninja stars and stuff like that. But he was basically Deadpool. He had the healing factor, and he made the jokes, and even his text box was a different color like Deadpool's.
I feel
So-
like that's
Well, the different voices in Deadpool's head have different colored
that's
text
very
boxes.
true.
that
yeah.
was Stan's character in the South Park superheroes thing.
That's-
Was like
yeah.
the handyman or
Oh,
something
yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's right.
Or he could have just
Tool
been
Shed.
Tool Shed.
His name was
that's what it
Tool Shed.
Yeah.
Yep. See,
I did start playing the Fractured Butthole.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I remember starting that one. It's fine.
Well, I had just like completely steamrolled the Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
And I was like, on to the next one.
Stick of Truth is the better one, I
Oh,
think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely funnier.
Yeah.
But also, I lean more fantasy than superhero most of the time anyway.
yeah.
I think both games played a little too safe. They're like exactly what you would expect a South Park game to be and nothing more.
That's true.
Sure.
That's true.
That's true. That's a
But
good
at least
point.
it's a good game, which
I
is
heard
something.
I heard Snow Day wasn't very good.
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but it is a good game, which is something you don't expect a South Park game to be.
Yeah.
Traditionally.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
I don't know. I still have a soft spot for the 64 one, but I feel like that's not a nostalgia of me and my friends
Oh.
sitting around playing multiplayer.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's
sure.
not good,
Yeah.
but it was at the time.
Yeah.
It was
It was
well,
acceptable at the time.
it was the game you played when you were burned out on Mario Kart, Smash Bros, and GoldenEye.
So it's like a
Sure.
fourth or fifth stringer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last one here. Sesame Street has been saved, you guys.
Let's go.
So yeah, it was in danger of being dropped. Warner Brothers, the
Didn't wanna pay for
HBO
it
Max,
anymore,
didn't want to
yeah.
pay for it anymore. I just want to get rid of it. Want to be done with it because children don't need to learn.
Yeah, because profits are most important, not
Learning the
society.
alphabet.
Yeah,
not the children.
And to be a kind and apathetic or not
Yeah.
apathetic,
you get nowhere being
Empathetic.
kind and
empathetic
empathetic.
person.
And knowing the alphabet, screw that.
kids don't know how to read anymore.
Yeah,
They haven't known how to read since COVID.
they just need to press button on their tablet.
Yeah,
But anyway,
Skibbity toilet.
yeah, the
Yes.
skibbity toilet button.
Yep, that's it. But Sesame Street has been picked up by Netflix, and it's being
Which sounds like a monkey's paw situation, but it
kind of.
really is not.
it's really not.
Because they're letting them air it same time on PBS as
Yes.
it is on Netflix.
Oh, that's
They're
cool.
just footing the bill now.
Yeah, which
Good.
is better than what Warner Brothers was doing, which was there was like a 9-month delay
A 9-month
between new
delay.
episodes, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Speaking-
if you want that new stuff, you got to pay for it.
The whole,
children.
the whole
Yeah.
point of Sesame Street was that it was accessible to everyone,
everybody.
regardless of social economic status. But
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Because learning is important for everyone.
you would
It is.
might even say it's fundamental.
Yeah.
Ha, 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 ha.
Speaking of Sesame Street, did you guys happen to catch Kermit the Frog's commencement speech?
No.
I heard that he gave one.
I saw a little bit of it.
I watched
but
the whole thing.
I
Yeah.
still can't get over this different
This
voice.
wrong-sounding
Yeah.
Muppets.
I know you don't like his voice. But
Hey, everybody! Kermit the Frog
Hello,
here.
I am Kermit the Wahoo.
This is what I've
It's a
always
me,
sounded like.
Kermit.
Chris Pratt is Kermit the
Chris
Frog.
Pratt,
Yes.
Kermit the Frog.
This is my Kermit the Frog voice.
No,
Hello.
that's not it.
No, that's not it.
Except it is.
Except
it
it
is.
totally is. Yeah.
Maybe
Hey, Chris Pratt. I love him in Garfield. Am I right?
Well, that
Odie.
movie kind of came and went, didn't it?
Yeah, it
I
did.
forgot about
It's
it
on
did not last
Netflix.
long.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
I wonder if it's any good.
I don't know.
Oh, I bet not.
Every time I see it, I sit there and I have that itch. Like, should I? And
Most
then I don't.
Garfield movies aren't.
That's true.
But I kind of like, Garfield.
I like
as a
Garfield and
character.
Friends, the cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That cartoon
oh, yeah.
ruled.
But I really liked the other half of it.
Oh, U.S. Acres?
Yes.
Or whatever they called it they called it something else on the show, but the strip was U.S. Acres.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
It was the pig and
yeah.
chicken
I'm trying to remember
and
the
Egbert
Orson.
the egg that was
And-
just egg with legs because he didn't want to hatch.
Shelbert.
Filbert, yeah.
Shelbert.
Shelbert. Filbert is the turtle.
Turtle from Rocco.
Yeah.
Turn the page, wash your hands.
Orson was the main guy.
Orson was the
That's it.
pig.
Yeah.
Orson was the pig.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is like some kind of Orson Welles fat joke.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, that is
Yeah.
some low-hanging fruit. That would have been ripe for that kind of stuff.
Does anybody else remember the Garfield Christmas special?
I do. I
have
love
like
that
a
one.
weirdly
Yeah, the one with the
fond
grandma?
memory of that.
Yeah, the one with the grandma.
That's
With-
pretty
that-
good.
that is a-
Rad Grandma and
that-
Doc Boy.
That is
Yeah.
Boy.
that is a tearjerker. I love that one.
I
good
really
one.
like that one.
That one and the one where Garfield meets his mom.
I always find like newspaper comics weirdly interesting.
They are. Yeah.
Because the end product is not always good, but
They're interesting.
But they're
interesting, yeah.
cultural cornerstones.
Some of the first
Well, they
comics that
were.
anyone reads are
We're funny
Yeah.
pages.
funny
Right,
pages. Yeah.
You know, your Beetle Baileys and your
they always have such interesting and varied art styles.
Oh
that
yeah.
are-
When I was in elementary school, in our cafeteria, because we were River Valley, we were the Vikings, there were panels all around on big canvas things around the cafeteria of name it.
Hagar.
Hagar the
Hagar the
Horrible.
Horrible,
yes.
Yeah.
When I was a
Nice.
kid, that's what I wanted to be, was a syndicated newspaper.
At some point,
cartoonist.
I was in a similar boat. Yeah.
My senior
Yeah.
project when I was at Tri Rivers, I did comic books.
Oh,
I did
nice.
comics. That was my senior project. It took me months to work on it. And I interviewed a guy that used to be friends with Charles Schultz that lives up in Bucyrus.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh, that's
who
cool.
was also a amateur comic strip artist.
Oh, neat.
This was the project where Jonan Vasquez did not respond.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is the project
Sure.
where I emailed Slave Labor Graphics to try to get an interview with Jonan Vasquez, and I heard nothing back.
Which
So
is par for the course.
That's about
when
right.
you're
Yeah.
Dealing
Sure.
with him.
He's curmudgeon-y. That makes sense.
that was definitely back in his more hermity days.
Yeah.
That's part of his appeal, I
Yeah.
think.
Listen, we have hit time, so we should probably go ahead and wrap up the show.
Let's wrap this up.
You have been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. Jordan Taylor, thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you sitting in. You can catch us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can follow all our social media. All those are at links.nerdoverload.com.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can send us an email at staff@nerdoverload.com, or you can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. The number for that's 412-345-1413. Leave us a message, and we will play it on the show.
What's your favorite comic strip?
Yeah,
Newspaper
different
comic strip.
That's a good
seems-
one.
That's a softball for some folks. You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, which we also stream on every Monday and Friday, and maybe some other days during the weeks at some point.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Definitely tune in on Fridays, though. That's we're all here. We're doing
We're all
stuff.
here. We're all doing stuff.
That's the meat.
And finally, I'd like to thank Parker for helping us out with the Facebook page, helping us find some news articles, and David Pencil for our intro and outro. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
I'll see you at Eddie Vedder's Chili Peppers.